big oil company Shell has announced that it made $5 billion profit this year over last year from 2022 to 2023. It says that it wants to ramp up fossil fuel exploration and development and refining. It wants to put in $14 billion over what it did last year, 2022. That's a 10% increase that it plans to do, and it plans to ramp down its production of renewable energy. It doesn't believe that that's needed any longer. And it actually said this on Tuesday amongst our huge heat wave that we're having all over the planet. But that's not what we're going to talk about today. What we're going to talk about is some of what's happening because of fossil fuels and the use of fossil fuels. South Florida ocean temperatures hit 101.1 degrees Fahrenheit or 38.38 degrees Celsius. That is a hot tub experience. That's as hot as a hot tub. That was roughly 40 miles south of Miami. This marks the latest in a string of global records as fossil fuel driven extreme weather around the world brings unprecedented heat around the world. This could be a world ocean heat record. They have to do a lot of study to find out whether this is a record or not. A 2020 study suggests that the highest sea surface temperature ever recorded was 99.7 degrees Fahrenheit or 37.61 degrees Celsius in Kuwait Bay. A majority of buoys in the area on Monday, the 24th of July, reached or surpassed 95 degrees Fahrenheit or 35 degrees Celsius during the day around Miami, Florida. Last year was the hottest ocean temperatures on record. 2023 is shaping up to be the 5th consecutive year in which global ocean temperatures reached new highs. New study, the system of Atlantic Ocean currents that drive warm water from the tropics toward Europe is at risk of total collapse in the coming decades. Now, they were predicting this to be around 100 to 150 years from now. Now they're just saying a couple decades and we will see a total ocean collapse. 20 years. Will you still be around? This is a major tipping element in the climate system. So if we lose that particular current in the ocean, what will happen is the warm water will no longer hit the European continent any longer. It will instead sag down and go straight across the Atlantic Ocean and will no longer go north, which says that the temperatures will drop around Europe and the UK severely and cause a small little ice age, which could set the world back or even starting a new ice age. So this is one of the symptoms of using fossil fuel, but yet fossil fuel is ramping up fossil fuel development and ratcheting down alternative energy sources and systems. They don't like it. It's cutting into their profits. They only made $5 billion this year, so it's really cutting into their profits. Now, before we go any further, I wanted to let you guys know about here in the U.S. a congressional hearing they had on UFOs, and it was fascinating. It's a 2.5-hour YouTube video, which I have linked in the description area. You must, if you're a UFO person or have any interest in science of any kind, you should definitely go watch this. You'll be on the edge of your seat the whole 2.5 hours. There was very little boring stuff in this hearing. It was one of the best hearings I've ever seen the U.S. conduct in the chambers, ever. It was fascinating and a lot of information we never heard about before. And it's very detailed. There's there's a lot of in-house words and conversation, but just keep watching it. And if you've been in the military, these in-house words and things won't bother you because you've already heard them and know what they mean. But you just have to guess or just ignore it. But the overall theme of the meeting was superb, and there are some parts of it that you just can't believe you're hearing. And there's been people that have said there's been UFOs all along, but most of the people around the world never saw them or never heard of them or didn't even know that there were crash sites or even biologicals, as they call it, in this meeting. Definitely something I would strongly suggest after this video you go watch that video, 2.5 hours worth, and then come back to this video and let me know what you think after watching it. On a very cloudy, windy, foggy, cold summer's day here in San Francisco, we've appreciated you guys watching my videos and this one as well. I appreciate any ups, any new subscribers, and definitely your comments on this video or the other video on the U.S. Senate hearing, congressional hearings. Just superb, just superb. Best I've ever seen. And until next time.